Hello, and welcome to a fantastic new episode of the unboxing, or in this case, just the showcase of physical media that I get, seems like once a month now, but each one's pretty big in general. So, yeah, hope everyone's doing a great day, and think got some good out of print titles this time, with a couple that are just good shows in general. So let's get started with something out of left field. And it is the Aoi and Mutsuki, a pair of queens. This is an Anime Works title. And yeah, pretty interesting in general. We got the back here, girls who like girls who were boys who like girls. So yeah, it's well, I do not have any experience with this, but it seems like an interesting title. Different premise than usual, but yeah, nevertheless, adding to the collection. Next one here we got is the complete first season of Sengoku Basara, Samurai Kings. So this is going through the Sengoku period, Blu-ray, Funimation title. And yeah, pretty much just talking about war and an interesting take on it. So really great action scenes, good first season, and that's really about it. So next one here, we got is the classic, and we got the original OVA series for Appleseed. This is just the DVD version here, but yeah, this is a discotheque release title, and again, really good classic from the time. So next ones we got here is Kite and Kite Liberator on DVD. Now they release this different ways, different times. There's an uncut version too, which is not this, but these are just the DVD versions. They also have a combination one, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, pretty interesting premise. Again, if you want to go through the uncut version, that's probably the best since that shows everything. But it's interesting how they have two different versions for this moving forward. So highly recommend if you're into more of the violence aspect than usual. Next one we got here is Voices of a Distant Star, another classic movie. This is just the DVD version here. But yeah, Makoto Shinkai. Very emotional, if I remember correctly. Now, this next one here is a little bit more of an out-of-print title. I have yet to see any version of this out there, and it is Butobi CPU. So, not the most difficult to find title, but it is an uncommon, you could say, release. So, really happy to finally have found it, and for a price that makes sense. Now, talking about out-of-print titles, this kind of goes on the cake. Probably one of the most out-of-print titles I'll show today is in the middle of this series, is Psychic Squad from Sentai Filmworks. So, this is not an easy set to find these days on DVD. And there's 4 different parts to this. And honestly, I think part 3 and 4 are the hardest one to find. But yeah, just a harder set to find in general. And yeah, I haven't really watched this yet, but I was able to get lucky and find this for a really great price. So really happy to have found it and get it and add it to the collection. But yeah, if you ever find this in the wild, go get it. Unless you're not into the premise, then that's fine too. Next one we have here is not a pretty common title. You go from out of print to but it's still an interesting premise. Domaiga D, and it's just a mecha show. But yeah, Funimation traders feed your appetite for robot fights. So yeah, just another set to find. Next one here for a random set is Teku Net Street. I can't even pronounce that. But yeah, really not a hard set to find. Pretty easy. $10 or less usually, if you're not really trying to find it. Found this for like $2. So yeah, either way. Heard some good things about it. Very different style, as you can see from the cover. But either way, somewhat known. And then talking about shows or movies that are known, we got here are 2 steelbooks. And the 2 steelbooks, you already saw one, which is Princess Mononoke, and the other is My Neighbor Totoro. Again, G-Kids is just milking this, let's be honest. No matter how many different releases they have, it's always something else. And again, we keep buying it. But this is one of the better movies, in my opinion, that Studio Ghibli has put out. So specifically Princess Mononoke. So if you're looking for a show or a movie in this case to watch, definitely watch that or the classic Totoro. So, and again, I found this on a good deal too, so it always helps. But still worth the watch. Next one we got here is a save version of El Casador de la Buja. So I've watched parts of it. It's pretty much a Western kind of show, as you can kind of guess. And yeah, just adventures and whatnot, save edition. So if you like saves, great. If not, well, I understand. But also shows how old the title is, because they don't do this anymore. So, but finding it for like $4, why not? Next one we got here, let's kind of go into the future here with My Hero Academia Season 5 Part 1. So Part 2 is the limited edition, which should be maybe in the next video or two, but I did get that, so we'll see. Or I think I got it, but either way, Part 1, not that hard to find, honestly, even with the slipcover, so you will not have any issues finding it out in the wild. Next one here, which is fascinating, is Season 1 of Kingdom. There is a Season 2 of Kingdom, which I do own, but I was trying to find Season 1 and finally found a copy. I do not think there's a Blu-ray version of this yet, but this is one of the ones that is not really easy to find, but also not uncommon. But usually you will pay money, good amount of money to find it. So either way, glad to have this. And yeah, Kingdom. Next one here we got is the Blu-ray of Cowboy Bebop the movie. Now this one is not, surprisingly, the DVD is easier to find and the Blu-ray is not. But yeah, classic show, or in this case, classic movie. And yeah, really happy to find the Blu-ray for a good price. I have the DVD already, so double dipping in this case. Now for the ones here. So it's been a good amount of time since I've had any limited editions in here, to an extent. There's quite a bit in this case. And we can start with the not as exciting, in my opinion, but still exciting. And this is the DVD collection of Gatchaman. So this, like I said, DVD version, Sentai Filmworks. It's a little scruffed up, but it will do. Not really the hardest set to find, but interesting premise, classic, and yeah. I believe there's a Blu-ray version. It's just I didn't find it. I just found the DVD. Is finding Sailor Moon S, but not just Sailor Moon S, Sailor Moon Super S. And this finally completes all the Sailor Moon limited editions that Viz came out with. So, pretty exciting time, honestly, since I've been trying to find these for the longest time. Last one I got was Stars. But yeah, really happy to get these. Again, complete part 1, part 2 on each one. And yeah, now I can finally complete through the whole thing in Blu-ray. Exciting times. And if you like shoujo, magical girl, that's as classic as you can get is Sailor Moon. So that's really about it. Trying to keep it a little bit short, but not too long. Hopefully you liked what I got here. A little bit less than the last couple times, but not by much. Try and keep it consistent when I can, when I find some good deals. So either way, hopefully you guys keep on buying, watching, and see you next time.